For those waiting to get fluent, what are you waiting for? I know how it feels. You've been studying a language for months, maybe even years, and you still cannot speak it confidently. You memorize grammar rules, vocabulary lists, and phrases, but you still struggle to express yourself. You watch movies, listen to podcasts, and read books, but you still cannot for the life of you understand native speakers. Hi, my name is Amanda, and I can tell you that there are so many people that feel exactly the same way. They want to learn a language for several reasons. It's hard to get fluent. It is. The journey to fluency is difficult. Fluency, what do you mean by that? How do you get to fluency? Well, you can say that fluency is not a destination, but perhaps the process or the journey behind it. I believe that fluency is the ability to communicate with other people comfortably in another language. It's the ability to understand and to be understood by other people as well. It's not about knowing everything, but knowing just enough. So fluency is a skill that can be learned and achieved better over time. It's not something that happens overnight, but over time. And time is what makes you fluent. But time also makes you impatient. Time is what makes you doubt yourself, compare yourself, criticize yourself. Time is what makes you feel like you're wasting time. But I believe that every minute spent on learning a new language is not a wasted minute. Every minute brings you closer to fluency, even if you might not notice, but it does, trust me. And you know what? I'm making this video to tell you that you can achieve fluency. You just need a little bit of motivation. You can achieve fluency in whatever language that you want, as long as you don't give up. You just need to do what I do, to believe in yourself and believe that you actually can do it. And how do I know? Well, I've been there. I have learned several languages, and each one of them was a different journey. Some were easier than others, but none of them were that easy. Well, maybe except for my native language, Swedish, but I was a kid when I learned that, so I don't think that counts. But even with Swedish and English and Spanish and all of the other languages, I had to work hard. I had to deal with setbacks, doubts, and most importantly, I did not give up. So for you all who are waiting to get fluent, I have some tips for you. Obviously, don't give up. Language learning is hard because you have to dedicate every single day some time for it, and it's kind of like a routine, and some days you might not have the time, and that's when you might feel that you want to give up. It's challenging but so rewarding. That brings me to practice every day. Consistency is the key. I don't know how many times I tell you that, but consistency is the key. You don't have to spend like 8 hours learning a new language. In an ideal world, I would love to do that. You have to make it a habit. Set aside 15 minutes every day, and in the 15 minutes every day, it can make a huge difference actually. Find some ways to incorporate the language in every day, such as listening to music or podcasts and whatnot. Set your phone in your target language. Don't compare yourself to others. Please don't do that. Learning a new language is very personal, I think. It's not a competition. Who can conjugate the most verbs, or who has the best accent, or whatever. Everyone has their own pace, their own level, their own way of speaking. Focus on your improvement, not the others. I kind of feel guilty sometimes about that as well. I study at university Spanish, and sometimes I feel like that I no sé qué haciendo porque no puedo hablar con tan fluidez, y entonces en la universidad el nivel está tan lejos, no tan alto. So obviously the confidence might take a hit when you speak to native speakers or people that have been studying for way longer than you, but it's your journey. You have to improve by yourself. Don't look at the others, please, don't do that. The best way to learn a language is actually to use it. Don't wait until you feel ready or perfect. Start speaking and writing from day one. Even if it's just a few words or a few sentences, find opportunities to commute with people. I know I used to work in a restaurant before, and there was a lot of Spanish-speaking people from South America, and I took every opportunity that I had to speak Spanish with them, and they kind of enjoyed it too, actually. I think they found it funny, or maybe desperate even, that I spoke Spanish with them, but I wanted to learn. And I asked them all the time, ¿Cómo se dice? Hold up like a carrot or something, you know? Zanahoria. ¿Cómo se dice zanahoria? You know? Great tip. Otherwise, if you don't have a coworker, find group chats, or maybe you can go to a language cafe, or maybe a meetup event, you know? Don't be afraid to make mistakes, basically, when you speak to people. That's how you learn and improve. Speak to natives and make mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes, they are natural, inevitable, and necessary. Making mistakes is how you learn and how you grow. Making mistakes is how you get fluent. So don't wait for fluency to come to you. Go out and seek it. Seek opportunities to use the language in any way that you can. Make the language a part of your life. And if you want to know more about making mistakes in language learning, please check out this video right here, where I speak more about making mistakes. So keep studying, keep learning, keep speaking. So for those waiting to get fluent, don't wait. Start now.